Hi friends, it's Tracy from the Financial Freedom Diary, and today we are back to do my paycheck budget number 2 for the month of April. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe down below. I hope you all are having a super fantastic Thursday. Thank you to everybody who have subscribed and who keep returning. I appreciate you all so much. So I'm going to zoom you guys in so that way you can see what I'm about to write more clearly. For some reason, I always forget to do it beforehand, but I'm going to do that now. Okay, so my salary for the second half of the month is $28.33. And that'll be my total income. Now I've already written in all of my bills and my sinking funds. I don't have any debt, so I won't have to write anything here. And I've already taken out all of my cash envelopes, so I don't have to do anything here. So in the cash envelopes area and the debt total area, they'll be 0. Now for my son's savings, this is an old transaction. This automatically comes out of my check, every paycheck. It's $60 and it goes into their savings accounts. My health insurance is $16, about $15 and some change, so I'm rounding up because I know how y'all hate change. Identity theft is $3, so I think it's like $2.85. There. Now, the reason why I keep these two, health insurance and identity theft, I document those, is because historically, they used to overcharge me, and then they would give me a credit at some other point in the year, and I wouldn't notice it. So having to make myself go in, look at my paycheck stubs, write it on my paycheck budgets and all the other stuff, I'm a lot more careful now than I used to be. Even though this says health insurance, that's actually my medical, dental, and my vision. And my sons, they're adults, they work, and they cover themselves with insurance. My cell phone bill, my portion of that bill is, I'm still budgeting $75. I didn't notice a big drop after I got rid of one line, so I have to still go back and look up and see what is a new plan with, you know, the two lines and what other stuff they want, you know, because a lot of times they always have some kind of bundle. You need to buy this, you need to do that. So I need to check and do my research. I've been dealing with the internet issue, so we finally got a new Wi-Fi modem. And so I changed the internet plan and everything because they were saying I had a lot of devices, but I thought that was kind of weird for that because I'm like, we actually have fewer devices since my youngest son left. I think that the modem was just gone and just planned obsolescence that they don't want to say. $275 is what I'm budgeting for. My utility bill, you guys know that I live in Memphis, and so our utilities is through Memphis Light, Gas, and Water. So all three are bundled up into the one company. Gas for my car, this varies, so whenever I need gas I fill up, and that's $100 for gas is what I'm budgeting from the 15th through the end of the month. And since the 15th is on a Saturday, that's why you see my due dates for some of these items is the 14th, because we get paid on the last business day. Alright, so let's add up. Let's see, can y'all see this? Let me move this over so y'all can see the calculator. So sun savings 60 plus 16 plus 3 plus 75 plus 275 plus 100. $529 is the total of all my bills. And let's see, $28.33 minus $529 is $23.04 is what I have left to budget, or left to spend, however way you want to put it. And since I have nothing coming out for my cash envelopes, I'll bring 2304 down to the left of budget area here. All right, so now let's get over here to my sinking funds. I'm going to change up one category in the sinking funds. So we have my gifts, my subscriptions, clothing, car maintenance, insurance, household, and electronics. All of these sinking funds are pretty much over in a credit union. So I can't really get to it and spend and all that stuff like that. So any kind of scheduled bills, like this month I have something coming out for my renter's insurance, $181 I believe. So that'll come directly out of that particular account, and so it's not my primary checking account. And I think I documented it here. Yeah, so it's 181 and it's coming out on 422. All right, so gifts, I'm going to add $160. My subscriptions of $40. So this is like my PMI dues, my Sam's Club memberships, my Fitbit, doohickey. I can't even remember that thing is called because they messed that app up, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Anything that falls in there, especially when I forget, as you can see right now, I tend not to remember what all I have. It helps us to have that fun, and anything that comes out, I'm using that account. It's not going against my primary checking account. So for clothing, I'm adding $30, which is probably the biggest amount I've added in a long time. Car maintenance is $100. My insurance is going to get $130. And then household was the one that I budgeted for the month, or during my monthly budget last month. I budgeted $42, but I'm going to put $100 back in there. And the reason is because I've actually been spending out of it. I've been doing a lot of work outside, so I needed to get some things so I could treat the yard, get that, what you call it, it's a thickener for your grass, turf builder, and also like weed killer and all that other stuff. So that stuff was cost a little bit, and plus I got a couple of plants for the house. Electronics, I'm going to add $50. And I really need to look at the price of a phone. I haven't. I feel like I did at one point, but I don't remember. I don't remember. All right, so 160 plus 40 plus 30 plus 100 plus 130 plus 100 plus 50, 610. And I know I'm going to pay cash for my phone. My son is going to pay cash for his phone. So I'm not buying anybody anything outside of, because I think for my oldest son, he typically wants cash. And my youngest son, I always have to check with him to see what he wants. And their birthdays are like May and July. And then I don't have anything else to do until Christmas. So 2304 minus 610. It's $16.94. So if you're wondering, like, family and buying gifts for family members and stuff like that, I live in Memphis. My family does not. My mom passed away. My dad passed away. I have 3 sisters, and they all live on the East Coast. Whew. How do I best put this in the nicest way possible? They don't do nothing for me, and I don't do nothing for them. There's a lot of history there, and I just got to a point. I think I was in my 30s when I just decided this ain't good, and you shouldn't have to buy family members, because with dealing with them, it was always going to cost me something. And so if you can imagine, my kids are grown, but their kids are older than my children. And then not only do I have to deal with my sisters asking me for money, I have to deal with their children asking me for money. And it was just extremely stressful for me. And so I decided, if that means that y'all just keep on moving along because you can't get anything, I'm cool with that. because no is a complete sentence. Okay, so $16.94 left to budget. No debt, so $16.94 comes all the way down. And I'm super, super thankful, you guys, to be debt free. Sometimes I don't realize, or I don't say, because it's hard to put into words after you spent, what was it, almost 5 years digging myself out of all the debt I had. It's kind of hard sometimes to kind of understand that, yes, that's truly my life. I don't have to pay student loans and everything, everybody and their mama. It's surreal for me. I think that, I don't think I've ever felt broke. You know, like none of those words apply to how I've actually felt since I've been debt free. I have been stressed because sometimes I don't think I'm going to do the right thing with my money, and then when I do, I surprise myself. All right, so the last two in my savings categories are my taxes. So this is my federal taxes. I'm taking out another $500 to add to the $1,000 that I put aside last month, so I have $1,500. I'll be doing my taxes this weekend, so we'll see if it's more than that, and if it is, then it'll take away from the emergency fund. But right now I'm budgeting $11.94 to go into my emergency fund. $16.94. And so I do find, I'm not going to say saving is harder. It just seems like there's always something that pops up. And I have to take care of it. So it's like, where was all this stuff when I was getting out of debt? And so now after the savings, I have $0 left to budget. So we're just going to go do a run through real quick. Salary was $28.33. Subtract out my bills, it was $5.29. No cash envelopes, nothing here. $6.10 here for my sinking fund. $6.10 minus that, and then minus $16.94 for my savings. I have to make sure I did that right. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'll try to do some math, and y'all know that's when I screw up big time. Alright, so now I have a zero-based budget. Everything has a name and a job, and so that's what it's going to do. And then how do I handle this? It was a very good question about how I handle this as it comes into my checking account. I don't, as soon as I get paid, like on the 14th, I don't start moving money into the sinking funds right then or into my emergency fund right there. What I do is I wait until the end of the month. So once everything has processed on my accounts, then I will go in and I'll take this $16, it goes into one account. I'll take this $16.94, it'll go into a separate account. And then there's a checking account that I can move money from either one into that. And so that's how I cover my expenses and everything that needs to come from like sinking funds and things like that. So it's a little bit to keep track of, but it's worked out for me. Like I have the 1 month ahead fund that's not shown on here that I filled to $4,000. Now that one actually sits in my primary checking account. That's just in case I do something stupid or my bills overrun with my first paycheck and I need to supplement that money until I can put it back from this paycheck. So I've tried to build all the safety nets for myself because Lord knows sometimes I need them. But I am going to zoom you guys back out. So now that you can see everything and I have my zero-based budget, I just wanted you guys to know, how do I handle this, the timing of everything. It's just something that I had to refine over time. And it works for me. Since I'm a single woman, I take care of all of everything as far as like expenses around the house. And now that my youngest son has decoupled a lot of stuff from me, I don't have to have him, you know, like this person go in and that person goes in. My oldest is pretty good about going in, taking care of things. You don't have to remind him a lot. And so my youngest son has put a lot of his stuff on himself, so which is good. It's good, and he needs to learn, right? So that's part of growing up. So One thing I do know that may be coming up for my oldest son is he's thinking about going back to school. So he's still doing some research to see how much the company's going to pay for, because they have some kind of program that he's thinking about getting into, but he's trying to get the information to see if it's going to interest him. And so we'll see where that's going to lead, but he's still going to work. So it's not going to be, oh, I'm going to school full time and mom is going to take care of me. No, sir. He is going to work because he has to keep his health insurance and everything up, because he's over the age. So I think that was 26 or something like that. It's the last year you can cover your kids. But anyway, so that's something that's going to be coming down the pipe. We'll see what happens and when he's going to do it. Probably be fall before he does anything. But thank you guys for watching, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Like the video, and I will talk to you guys again on Saturday when we do my week 2 check-in for my cash inflows. Bye.